Welcome to the Bougie Black Brother Network.
Good afternoon and welcome to Fade to Black Cinema. I'm Michael, your Bougie Black Brother, and I'm here with my co-host, Alicia.
Hello.
And today we wanted to do a video Fade to Black movie review because of the memory of Black Panther Chadwick Boseman, who died recently. We wanted to pay homage to him and the roles that he did on from that. So Wakanda Forever. So great man. He also did Thurgood Marshall, Jackie Robinson, James Brown. And he did everybody other than Prince. But they didn't do that one yet. But he's like one of the go-to black guys to do iconic black figures, which was great because at least we had movies to see. But big up to him. But we're here because we just came back from the movie theater to see Tenet. So real quick on the movie theater thing. It's our first time back since like February or March, the latest. Haven't been in there. Wasn't planning on going in there. There was movies out recently we wasn't going to go inside of there to see this. But because this was one of my favorite directors, Christopher Nolan, we went in. So really good shout out to Studio Movie Grill. And they have a great app that shows you, hey, you can choose your movie, you can choose your menu, and then when you get there, you're set. You scan in, tickets are printed, go to your area, and they already know that you've ordered, or they'll ask you and say, did you order in advance? Or while you're here, you can order. You don't have to even press the button. You can order from that. I recommend keep pressing the buttons because they're not used to it yet. So I wanted a refill and I did not get it. But that's a different story. But the other thing was we was the first one in, and Alicia, you know, like she said, we don't know if you could be able to get into the movies and that many people because we were not going to go.
Yeah. It was my biggest concern is, are there going to be a lot of people there? And the good thing is that going during the week, we always went during the week where it was like $5 movie tickets, and there's hardly nobody there.
Yep.
And that's like usually the best time to go is during the day where they going to give discount tickets, and Tuesdays is normally the time to go at a discount rate. So it was really good.
Studio Movie Grill. I don't know about anybody else.
Well, any of the other theaters, they have one day that is bad. That doesn't mean they're gonna give a discount ticket, but they have a slow day.
Yeah,
and so
and
that slow day,
if you're part of it, they'll let you know.
I would tell you to download the app AMC or any movie theater near you, and basically technology's now for everything. An app for everything. So I would tell y'all, it's not wrong going to movies, but just don't go.
Be careful, socially distant.
Yes, definitely.
Socially distant.
Yeah, we're funny like that.
So the movie is Tenet by Christopher Nolan, and I really look forward to seeing it because it's two big actors in it. Well, not big actors, but known actors that's really beginning to get their name known. And the first was John David Washington. Great little good upcoming actor. If you didn't know, he was on Ballers, the HBO series, as well as the last movie that he was known in, which was Black Klansman. So Black Klansman. So, and he played a very good role on there. So that made him probably got seen. So, which got him here. Which you notice I didn't say anything about his father's Denzel Washington, and he pushed him forward to do it. Nope.
He said his name anyway.
Some of y'all may not know. Some of y'all are like, don't you know he's Denzel's son? Yeah, I know he's son. But, he's been made a name of his own, which is really good. Don't confuse him and expect to get the excellence of Denzel Washington. But he's a good actor. So, and he's getting some opportunities. One of the things me and Alicia discussed earlier was this is the most diverse movie that Christopher Nolan has done. There was not a lot of people of color in his other movies. That didn't make his movie bad because they didn't have people of color in it, But it was noticeable in the society that we were in, you don't see too many people of color. So it made it interesting, and this one was everywhere.
The lead actor was
so
John
the lead
Davis.
actor is African American. He had people of Indian descent and
Croatian, Russian.
Russians, Croatians, and all of that.
Yeah.
But people of color that I was looking at, that he really didn't have it in as prominent roles. So it made it really good. Also had, and speaking of that, Kenneth Branagh, who played the villain. He played a really good villain.
Yeah.
But he was Russian, so he played a Russian guy, which he seemed pretty mean. So he did a good job there. And Michael Caine does his return.
I love
back in there because I think that's his little iconic. Since he's not like Alfred Hitchcock and he shows up in the movie, he puts Michael Caine in there and say, if anybody want to see Christopher Nolan, Michael Caine is doing it for me. So yeah. And then there's an Indian guy, which I really like. I've seen him in a couple of things.
Yeah, me too.
Is Himesh Patel. Really good. He shows up in a lot of little movies. I think if he gets a little more speaking roles and more prominent, you'll probably see how good of an actor he is. But you've shown, even emotionally, when he was waiting on the plane and he was kind of like, is this really going to work? And blah, blah. And so he's being seen now. So you probably see him a lot. And the last one I want to mention is Andrew Howard.
Yeah.
He always plays an asshole dude. He's either an Irish bad guy, a Russian bad guy,
or
a Ukrainian bad guy, a British bad guy, a German bad guy, but he plays a really good bad guy. So Andrew Howard, really good guy too. Really good. Made it a lot interesting. So let's get to the movie. So I wanted to just throw that out of the way because this movie, we're really torn about it. But let me tell you what it's about. Armed with only one word, TENET, and fighting for the survival of the entire world, a protagonist journeys through a twilight world of international espionage on a mission that will unfold in something beyond real time. So that sounds like a spy movie. But if you've seen the previews, it's kind of like, the hell is this all about? So the sad thing is about 10, 15 minutes into the movie, maybe even 30, we were saying, what the hell is this all about?
Yeah, it was still
kind of, I know what they said, but I know what I'm seeing too. And it was kind of like...
Yeah, because they jumped right into the action. They didn't hesitate.
Which was cool though.
Yeah, it was, but along the way, at least explain what it's all about.
But that was you can figure that part out. But the bad part is, when they jumped right in there, some things happened. It was kind of like, whoa, that's weird. Because I saw that.
Oh, really?
The bullet came out of the chair.
Yeah.
He looked out and the bullet came out of the chair.
Yeah, it did.
It started right there, and it was kind of like, so there was some inversion guys there. So at the beginning, there was like, somebody's helping us. Remember he said that? But it was the inversion guys. Well, I'll get to the inversion guys. But anyway, it starts off giving you hints until you see the rest of the movie. And if you don't remember the hints and you're still trying to figure out what the movie's about, it's crazy. So the basic premise, and it takes you way broad from that, is a machine is made that it can go back in time or forward in time, and it was broken off into like multiple pieces.
Right.
And it's being stored with nuclear plutonium, so people won't know that there's a piece that can reverse time. So it's all about the time. It reverses time, not history, not anything like that. So, and then they talked about the grandfather paradox, and it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, it was.
I looked at
it was all scientific.
So it was all science.
Dialogue. The dialogue was very scientific. Mm-hmm. It was hard to follow and understand the dialogue too much, but the action kind of over, and
the cinematography.
Yeah,
and everything.
They took over the whole thing. So you know, even though they were talking, you were watching everything else happen and trying to figure out what wait a minute, which way? Where did it go? Why is this happening? And it was like, so your attention was focusing on all the action, but also I was trying to follow dialogue, and at some point I was like, oh, forget about it. I'll just keep my head with the action and see if I can understand that.
Christopher Nolan has three things. He has a complex story dialogue. He has great cinematography. For the look of it is always going to be amazing. which shows a big fight scene that he's been doing lately in all his movies. And you can see the dark complexities, the dark mood of his movies. His movies is not upbeat. It's always have a dark premise of it, but it gets you tense of like, ooh, what else is going on? So he's always have that feel of his movies. So if you get all those three, and if they come together, it's just kind of perfect. If they don't come together, he's lacking in one way or another from that. This one, like Alicia said, all the action was there. The scenery was all around the world. It was in Ukraine, it was in Mumbai, it was in London, it was all over the place. But it looked great because the scope of it was fantastic. And so majority of the time he does not do CGI. He actually does actual props and built and everything and studio sets and he rents things to get destroyed. And that's what he does. So a lot of it, what you see is actually really what happened and all. So that was amazing. But the premise is, since this machine was made, there are people who go through the machine and they're called, and the effect is called inversion. So it's inverted to be backwards. So these people path, when they come out, you see them walking backwards. But if they know intentionally what they're doing, they can walk forward, which is walking backwards. But they're in an opposite world, reversing what's actually going in time from there.
Yeah, but what was interesting, they were seeing themselves across the room, or like they said, in the field. It was, one was going forward, the other one's going backwards. So it was interesting that it didn't go bigger than what it was. It was it was just the people who were in the movie that they were seeing each other reverse, go forward.
You saw the bullets because some of the bombs unexploded.
Yeah, but it wasn't like in another part of the country to see the reverse or the.
It was on the boat. Remember, the boat was going backwards.
Yeah, but it was still just them. It wasn't.
So they didn't show like the whole world.
Yeah.
They just focused on them.
You see that they focused on just those characters going back and forth
because the people who was inverted, and that's who they are. The people who's going backward in time. I don't want to say past. It's time. People who go backward in time, whatever they're doing is going backward. So it's reversing everything and going backward in a forward motion. But sadly, sometimes you don't even know when that's happened, because they'll go into a forward world and then an inverted world, and it looks like the inverted world is the forward world. But
yeah, it was
very confusing, but it was really interesting because when they get to the next scene or so, you still get what's going on.
Yeah.
But you don't know if it's inverted or not.
And it's almost like they figure out how it actually works.
But they did.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about that on the backside. But they did figure it out. But the biggest thing that go on is, what was the purpose of this? And one of the things that he either left to you trying to pay attention to the whole thing and listen to the dialogue while stuff was going on, or he didn't say it. But the why this was made and why this is being done really didn't give a clear answer to that. So like I told Alicia too, I got to see it again, because if I don't see it again, then some of the stuff that I missed, because I'm looking at the scope and the cinematography on that, I'm missing that, and then I can't relate it to anything. But we have to see it again. This is one of the movies, like for example, what's the other one that I always look at? The Christopher Nolan one.
Snatch?
No, Christopher Nolan.
Oh, I forgot.
Never mind. Inception, when I watched that, I got it on the first end. But now, when the second one, I found out the plots and different things that were within it. This one, I really got to stop and look at it like it's a brand new movie, because there was so much that they were talking about on a high level that you just missed, and you would go from that. So it was just a very complex movie. And Alicia and I agreed that we enjoyed the movie,
we did.
But it was very, very complex to the point that we missed some things, and we gotta watch it again.
Yeah, we definitely gotta watch it again and again and again and
Really?
again and again. We watch movies over and over. I watch them over and over again.
So, what's your rating on that?
I gave it a 7.
7. So I gave it an 8.25 because I know once I figure the movie out, I'm good.
Yeah.
Then I'll be like, I'm watching that again, and I'm watching it again. Oh, that's what that was. And then I went back and then I see it from that. So I gave it an 8.25. It would have been a lot higher if I kind of could have followed it.
Yeah, for me too. I have to give it to him. I love the characters in the movie. I love the action, how it works and how he did it. And he did a damn good job of doing that because I swear, if it was cheesy, I would have been complaining about that. Right? But it wasn't. It was really good, so that's why I really gave it a 7. I think that if the storyline was a little bit better, I would definitely gave it
clearer.
Yeah, well, clear. Yeah, understandably clearer.
Yeah.
Especially for me.
So, because I don't think the storyline was bad. I just think the storyline wasn't clear. So either he didn't put enough in there, or whatever he did put in there, he could have made it clearer. Aside from making it like we were sitting in a physics class or a science office somewhere. Because some of the dialogue went straight to that. Even when they was talking about the bullets and everything, I was kind of trying to keep up with what she was trying to tell him, and I'm like. And you're going too fast. You didn't even linger on and say, hey, let me let the audience understand what I just said. They just moved on like everybody knew what the hell was going on.
But it was still a good movie, and he did a really good job, and I definitely would be watching it again just to figure out what I missed.
I'm not going back to the movies, but
definitely not going back to the movies.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be very selective.
We probably won't be going till later this month to the movies again.
I don't think there's anything out right now.
No.
That you want to see?
No, we're still waiting for Doom and Black Widow and what else?
Wonder Woman.
Oh, Wonder Woman. Yeah.
I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. So
unless they,
something surprises us.
Yeah, they open up the theater, so we don't know what's going to look like.
Yeah, so they can open it up all they want, but if I'm sitting too close to people, I'm leaving.
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
not gonna happen. So, Fade to Black Cinema. Check us out on every podcast download. Fade to Black Cinema, or if you want to see some old episodes, Urban. What is this? No, that's mine.
Oh.
Urban Cafe. We'll figure it out. It's right there. Urban Lifestyle Cafe. That's the old one that we used to have. So old movies and things from that. But every Wednesday, Fade to Black Cinema.
Bye.
Urban Lifestyle Cafe.
That's it.